Hi, my name's Tristan Dobbs, and I'm here today to speak about service dogs and the fakes among us. It's very common these days that many people just slap a vest on their dog and call it a service dog, even though it's just a pet. This can cause many problems, disruptions, and harm to other people and other pets. Today we're going to go over first the issues associated with bringing a pet into a public place with other people and trained service dogs. Next, we'll look at the steps involved in obtaining a legitimate service dog, and finally we'll go over a solution to ensure the safety of others. Now, you may think that this doesn't apply to everyone, but it does, because at some point everyone is going to go somewhere into a public place. So you could always run into someone's service dog. Here's my service dog. Just kidding, he's just a pet, but he would love to go everywhere. Okay, so action must be taken so that people can prove that their dog is trained as a legitimate service animal. Okay, according to the U.S. Department of Justice, under the ADA, a service animal is defined as a dog that has been individually trained to do work or perform tasks for an individual with a disability. So now that we know what a real service animal is, let's talk about some disruptions that we can encounter due to an imposter. Barking, whining, growling, those are kind of minor, but still a disruption. Nipping and biting. People want to approach service animals all the time. I know it's frowned upon, but people still do it. And if they approach a dog that is just a pet, then there's a chance that they can be bitten. Accidents inside businesses. Animals that are not trained to go out into public and encounter all the different smells may want to mark their territory, so that's a problem. And finally, a service animal cannot be confirmed as such. According to Nina Stively, she states in an article written on dogtime.com, and it's confirmed by the ADA, that business owners can only ask 2 questions about a dog. Number 1, is the dog a service animal required because of a disability? And number 2, what work or task has the dog been trained to perform? I do want to tell you about a story that I read from Caroline Colley with Vet Street. She said that 2 service dogs were on a bus in Portland, Oregon, when the larger one attacked the smaller one, killing it. The smaller one was the legitimate service animal that was killed by the pet that was the imposter. Okay? Let's see. Finding a service dog. Service dogs can do any of the following things. They can be trained for guide, signal, seizure response, sensory signal, and psychiatric disabilities. Okay, I got that from GoAmplified.com's page on 101 on affording a service animal. Now, finding a service dog. Speaking of affording it, they are very, very costly. From purchasing the dog, training the dog, vet visits, normal food, and but continuous training. You have to continue training for their entire lives. It doesn't just go away. You have to work with them on the daily. But also, you can either obtain a service animal that has already been trained, or you could find a breeder, pick a litter, choose the puppy, raise it, start training it, and then the prospect just, it doesn't happen. The dog doesn't work out, and now you've invested all this time and money on an animal that isn't even going to end up helping your disability in the long run. So they can be very expensive. The most common breeds trained as guide dogs are Labrador Retrievers, Golden Retrievers, and German Shepherd dogs, according to Jen Karatnick of American Kennel Club. Real quick, back to the potty training. The training teaches dogs important behavioral expectations such as not barking, not jumping on people, and how to stay focused on their owner rather than being distracted by their surroundings. So now we're on solutions. I think that service dogs should have to go to certain training facilities and be tested. I think that they should have to get a certificate of graduation, and then I think that a good thing for them to have is an ID that can be, I don't know, hooked to their leash or harness or something like that. And the owner could carry an ID as well, and that would be very easy for everyone to confirm that the service animal was legitimate. According to the U.S. Department of Justice Civil Rights Department, the ADA does not require specific training, so the owners have the right to train the dog themselves and are not required to use a professional service dog training program. I don't think that that's the right way to prevent any of these disruption or harms or anything like that. So, that's it. In conclusion, service dogs are everywhere. It's up to us to decide that they need to be regulated. Today we have gone over issues of fake service dogs, what it takes to have a real service dog, and what we can do to make sure there are not imposters among us. By requiring handlers and service dogs to be certified and licensed, we can avoid issues that come about when pets enter places of business. Thank you.